In today's video, I wanted to walk you through what the limited by budget status means inside Google Ads. And we're going to include what it actually is, how to identify if you have it, and including, why it happens and what we can do to fix it when we do see it in our case for any campaign that we're running. So basically what limited by budget means is that it's very likely that this will occur at some point while you're running a campaign. If Google thinks that, you're able to spend more for the amount of traffic that you're able to get based on the keywords that you're targeting, and, if they see that you could get more clicks and spend more budget if you had a higher budget, then it's likely that you'll have a limited by budget status. And to know if this is the case for you, for any active campaign that you're running, so if you have a campaign enabled rather than paused, you'll see the status just around here. And if you have a limited by budget status, you'll just see in big red as a big red alert saying limited by budget. And you'll basically feel the need from there that you need to have a higher budget. But we're just going to talk about that in a little bit more detail in this video just to determine if that actually is the case for you. Because we've had campaigns where we've had a limited by budget status. But if it's for a small local business that are getting 1 to 2 leads per day and are happy with the results that they're getting overall, then simply increasing the budget mightn't be the best solution for them if they don't have the extra budget to spend. But what it basically means is that you would spend more budget and you would get more impressions and clicks overall if you had a higher budget. So if you need to be getting more traffic and more clicks inside your Google Ads account, then it might be worth looking into in further detail. And to get a better insight on this as well, to see if you could be getting more impressions if you had a higher budget, what you can do is go to all campaigns first of all, and then come to campaigns here on the left hand side and just press campaigns again. And as you see your campaign here, then what we're able to do is actually pull up your impression share just to see the percentage of the time that our ads are appearing for the number of times that they actually can appear. So to do that, if you can't see it already, we're going to go to columns, modify columns, and press all columns then, and then competitive metrics. And search impression share is what we also want to show. But we also want to show our search loss impression share due to rank and search loss impression share due to budget, because these two extra columns are going to show us why our search impression share is lacking if we have a low search impression share. And you can see here for this campaign that once we have these columns pulled up, that this campaign actually has quite a low search impression share of only 35% and a search loss impression share due to budget of nearly 30%. So for this campaign, if we simply just had a higher daily budget, then we'd be getting a much higher impression share because our ads would be eligible to show up more of the time because of the way we set our daily budget, that our ads can't simply just keep showing because we've told Google that this is the max amount of a budget that we're willing to spend per day. And this is important to know how to do because if you're in a position where you're just like not getting impressions and you need to be getting more leads and spending more budget to be getting the results that you need for your business, then being aware of how to determine why your search impression share is lower is a great way to like know like what you need to do next to be able to get more impressions and conversions for your campaign. So if you're in a position where you have a good campaign set up and that that you'd just keep getting more conversions if you simply had higher impressions and clicks, then improving your overall impression share would be the best way to go about doing that. And while just boosting your daily budget is the most obvious strategy to get around this, there's also just another few things that I'll also explain, when it comes to why you're getting this limited by budget status and what you can do to combat this. So not only might your daily budget be too low if you have the limited by budget status, but also maybe you're bidding too aggressively overall. So maybe you're running max conversions as your bidding strategy with a too low of a target CPA. Another issue would be, for example, if you're running with maximize clicks, that you set your maximum CPC bid limit too low, meaning that you're telling Google that you're only willing to pay a certain amount per click, but that amount is too low for Google to go and get you impressions and clicks versus what the market in your area is paying for those clicks for those keywords. And not only is it, your overall daily budget and your bidding, but also other aspects of your targeting apart from, your keywords, for example, your location. So maybe you're just targeting too broad of an area. And because of the amount of potential search volume that all of those areas have, then Google is basically obviously going to tell you that, you need much of a higher budget to be able to get all of these impressions and all of these clicks because there's such a wide audience that you're potentially able to serve. Same as ad schedule as well. For example, if you're running the ads all day, let's say you're running the ads 24/7 and you have a budget set to €20 or $20 per day, but you know, there's the audience out there that, you could easily spend $100 if you had that budget. Then, you might end up spending up that $20 like early in the day, but then the ads basically have to stop running at that point because you've spent all your allocated budget, and now Google can't keep showing your ads because you've only set your budget to that amount. But if you had a higher daily budget, then your ads would be able to keep showing for longer. And as we've seen from impression share, when we go to all campaigns, and when we add the column for search loss impression share due to budget, this is the most, accurate way of determining, if this is affecting your overall performance, meaning that, if overall budget affecting the amount of times our ads can be seen and, the amount of leads that we're potentially able to be getting. And in this case, it is. And, if the company in this case, wanted to just get as many leads as possible and, wanted to keep spending more budget, then simply by increasing their budget, we'd be able to do so just because we're able to see here that they have a search loss impression share due to budget of nearly 30% in this case. Now, when it comes to strategies to actually fix this limited by budget status, the most obvious way of helping with this is increasing your daily budget, which you can do on the main overview, which you can do on the main dashboard page. But just be careful with this because one, you only want to increase your daily budget by about 10 to 15% at any given time to avoid the campaign going back into learning mode and slowing down your performance overall because you want to just keep getting consistent results and you don't want, things to basically start over by doubling your budget overnight. And as well as that, it's obviously worth mentioning too that you only want to increase your daily budget if you're running a campaign that's actually profitable already and performing well. Because, once you have like a decent conversion rate, decent cost per click, and everything else, then it would obviously make sense to increase your budget. But you only want to do this if you're already happy with the results you're getting on the lower budget. The next thing you can do then is refining your targeting further. So when it comes to things like your locations down here and your ad schedule here that we already mentioned previously, you want to focus on the times of day and the areas that are bringing you in the best results. So by being more narrow when it comes to your ad scheduling and location targeting, you're going to be less limited by budget because you're not trying to stretch your budget across a much higher area or wider area or a longer time of day. And not this doesn't just apply as well for location and ad scheduling. It applies to the ads that you're running, the keywords that you're targeting, the landing pages that you're running. And because basically inside Google Ads, you really want to allocate your budget to whatever's performing the best whenever you can. So if you see that some keywords are getting you the best results more than others, or that some ads are getting you the highest click-through rates and some landing pages are getting you the highest conversion rates, then and you see that other ads just aren't performing well at all, and that some keywords are either not getting clicks at all or are getting loads of clicks but aren't converting, then those are the ones that need to be paused because anything that's just not getting you the results for your budget, you want to pause because at the end of the day, 20% of the inputs will get you 80% of the outputs, and this applies to absolutely everything inside Google Ads. And while I mentioned already, increasing your budget being the most obvious way to get more impressions and clicks, what you can also do if you can't really afford to increase your budget, but you are looking to get more traffic overall, is also improving the quality score of your keywords by improving their click-through rates, ad relevancy, and landing page experiences overall. So, for example, if you have a long list of keywords inside your campaign and you see that some of those keywords would perform better if they had separate sets of ads for those keywords, then you should split those keywords into separate ad groups and write more relevant ads for those keywords because those are going to have a massive impact on your click-through rate, ad relevancy, and also, if you make a separate landing page that's more relevant to those keywords, that will improve your landing page experience. And those three aspects, your click through rate, ad relevancy, and landing page experience, are all going to impact your quality score. And having a higher quality score is going to give you a lower cost per click. And having a lower cost per click means that you're just able to get more clicks without having to increase your budget. And you're going to be less limited by budget by doing that as well. So it's not always just about, throwing more money at Google and hoping that the problem will go away that way, but also just improving every little aspect that you can of your Google Ads account just to try and, get the most as possible for what you're spending. Now, I hope this video just gave you a bit more clarity when it comes to how the limited by budget status works inside Google Ads, why it even happens, and what you should do about it, and like when you even should. Because as you mentioned, obviously it's only something you want to increase your budget if you have a highly profitable campaign already. But hopefully, this video just gave you some insights into how to see what you can do about your limited by budget status and ideas about how to improve your campaign performance overall if it is an issue that you're having, and you know that you could be seeing more impressions, clicks, and conversions overall for what you're spending on Google Ads, or that you could be doing that by just increasing your budget overall. Now, if you do have any questions at all about anything that we mentioned, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you like this kind of content as well, we'll be posting all things related to Google Ads here daily on the channel. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.